Hello everybody, it is Tatum here. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be talking about the changes I am making my senior year. So one of the things that kind of, I guess, comes with senior year of high school is doing like AP classes or dual enrollment or just things like that, trying to get a little bit ahead. I know you can do those things in junior year as well, but a lot of people kind of just associate it with your senior year. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today and kind of the process that I have been going through. I am officially going to be changing schools, high schools, my senior year. And I am also going to be doing dual enrollment at a university. So that is pretty crazy. I know that sounds kind of like, wow, that's a lot of change, but I'm gonna kind of talk you through the process and why I made those decisions that I did. I know the background for filming is a little different. This is just my living room, part of it anyway. I'm like kind of multitasking right now. Part of this video is going to be picking up more of a vlog style, but I wanted to walk you through what happened before I get into the vlogging type filming. I had to go to the library and print out my SAT scores and my current transcript, and I had a meeting at my school with my high school counselor. We only have one counselor, so it was actually pretty difficult to get a meeting and like to actually talk with her about the different options I have. My school has two, but more so one AP class, as most people don't sign up for the second one enough to like actually make it a class. So they have an English AP class, in which I was considering doing. AP, if you don't know, you have to take the class, you have to then take the exam and pay for the exam. And if you get a high enough score on the exam, it can count as college credit. But if you don't get a high enough score on the exam, you pretty much took that class for no reason. That was the one things I was kind of looking into, but I was more so looking into dual enrollment because I know that I can do one, more classes, two, the state pays for them, and three, you don't have to do like really well. You just have to pass the class in order to get college credit. So I was more so looking into dual enrollment, but the thing that she said at this meeting was pretty much they have a lot of rules in place at my school for dual enrollment. So like I have to expel all other options. Pretty much what that means is that I would have to be enrolled in an AP class my senior year, even though it's kind of pointless, and then do dual enrollment. So I have to do that first and then I can be qualified for dual enrollment, which is kind of weird because they don't know when AP class is going to be throughout the day. So to say like, oh, I can be at the college at this time to do a college class or dual enrollment, you don't know because you don't know when they're doing the AP class, if that makes sense. So pretty much if you want to do dual enrollment, it kind of has to be online, but also they don't even do it really themselves because they just put it off on like, I guess I'll call it the career center. That's not what it's called, but if you're in high school and you have a career center, it's kind of just like this other building for the county where all like there's a bunch of different like options of classes you can go to. Pretty much they put all their dual enrollment on that career center, so they handle it. And pretty much the career center, talking with them, they're like, oh well, you have to do your career center class and then you have to do dual enrollment through this one college, and yet again it has to be online. Well, I wasn't really liking the idea of doing it all online because I have been a virtual student all this time, so I didn't really know if I wanted to do that. I think I wanted to do something in person because that just seems a lot better to have a professor that's right there. I talked with my counselor twice at my school, and I talked with the dual enrollment at the career center, and that's kind of what they told me. Also with that meeting with my counselor, the second meeting that I had, some of the key points that I took away from that meeting is not enough kids go to college for them to really care. They don't really have colleges come in anymore and do things. They have a lot of rules about dual enrollment. They have one AP class, and it's kind of like not fair. It feels like they kind of don't really want me to succeed at all because of all these rules they have in place. I even brought up the fact of what if I paid for my own dual enrollment, and she was like, what? You know, and I was like, if I paid for my own dual enrollment, would I be allowed to do it at the university of my choice? And she's like, I don't know, I'll have to talk to someone. But then pretty much a few days later, she was like, yeah, no, they're not going to let you do that. Like, you could do classes and pay for them yourself, but you'd still have to do 7 classes through my high school. And I'm like, that don't make sense. There's no way that I'm going to do 7 high school classes online and then add on college classes that I myself have to pay for. That just really doesn't make sense, like, at all to me. I know, like, rules are rules, but it just seems like they were really just rooting against me in this process. Like, I felt so defeated coming away from these meetings and being like, wow, there is no way really that I can get ahead and do the classes that I need. Because one of the things at the university that I went to on a tour, they said, like, yeah, dual enrollment's great, but a lot of the classes that high schools usually put you in for dual enrollment aren't related to your major. And if they aren't related to your major, like, there's really no point in taking them. But they only give you a few options. So you kind of get to pick and choose from like 5 what you want to take, and hope and pray that it relates to your major, or just ask the university, like, hey, what can I take? And odds are you'll get like 1. You know, I could be getting 9 college credits right now. Like, but they don't let you do that. It's just kind of like, it doesn't make sense, okay? One of the other reasons that she gave me that I couldn't do dual enrollment is because the university that I wanted to do dual enrollment at was out of the county. So it's still very close by, but it's technically out of county. So they do not let you do dual enrollment through out of county at all, even if I was wanting to pay for it. Email the university, and I have been emailing the dual enrollment coordinator since like March, and I'm filming this at the NMA right now. I have been emailing her since like March, and she was so helpful throughout this whole process, like answering my questions, trying to figure out loopholes. Like, she was the one who brought up, oh, ask if you could pay for it yourself, because they offer a really discounted rate if your school's not willing to sponsor it. So it made it to where it could be doable. And she's like, oh, see if you can just pay for it yourself, or ask this and ask this. And she's been super helpful, but my school just had so much rules in place and guidelines and things that they just would not let me do. So at that point, I was feeling kind of stuck. I had made my schedule to go back in person at my school, and I did sign up for AP classes, even though I know that was kind of, you know, AP classes aren't as helpful in dual enrollment classes. And I had to write an English essay for the teacher who was teaching AP, because she's like, you know, you've been online all this time, I don't really know what your writing is like. And I agree, you know, they don't really know me. So I wrote an essay and turned it into her, and she's like, oh my gosh, this is great. You'd totally be fit for AP, which is college level classes. So that kind of gave me some hope. I'm like, you know, I'm good at this. Like, I would totally be okay doing an AP English class or a dual enrollment English class, whatever it be. Like, I'd be great. So I came home and was kind of feeling defeated after that second meeting with my counselor. And I was just talking with my mom, and she's like, you know what? Why don't we talk to the school down the street from High Vela, ask to speak to the counselor and see if they're any different, if they had less rules in place, or if they were willing to help me out in any sort of way. Like, let's just go talk to them. That meeting, like, it got scheduled and done like 2 days later, which, with how my counselor in my school is, like, that was such a shock to me. I was like, oh my gosh, you can get us in like 2 days? Crazy. But had that meeting, and she was so helpful. And she's like, yeah, you can totally do dual enrollment. You can take online classes through us. I mean, technically it's not through them, it's through like a different branch of their school, but it is the same school. So like, it physically wouldn't be that building, but that doesn't matter. Said, yeah, you can do dual enrollment because it's in the same county as the university. Switched to holding my microphone because of technical difficulties. You can also do online classes. I only need 2 credits to graduate high school, so she said, like, even I could get those classes done in like December and graduate technically early, like get those classes done early. So that was pretty awesome. And at that point, I went and got the enrollment paperwork from the branch that I needed to go to. And that's where this vlog picks up. Pretty much at this point, I wasn't super set on doing dual enrollment yet. I was still kind of debating it. I was weighing the pros and cons, my options. Like, I was just trying to get as much information as possible before I made the decision. So I'm going to let the vlog clips come in. And at that point, I haven't made my decision yet. But now, obviously, you know that I am switching schools and doing dual enrollment at the university that I want to go to. So this is really exciting, and you're probably thinking, how were you so excited about this? I explain that later in the vlog because I know there's a lot that I'm leaving behind, but I also know that there's a lot to look forward to, and I really could help my future self out here. So if you're in a similar situation, like you're debating switching schools or you're debating doing dual enrollment or whatever, taking the steps you need to take for your future self, always do what's going to help you in the end, okay? That may sound like kind of selfish, but this is your life, and if you know that it's going to help you out in the future and you know that this is going to benefit you, just do it, okay? You will not regret it later. You won't. Do what's best for you. In this clip, I explained that it's like 10:30 at night, and I'm literally whispering so you cannot hear a word I'm saying, but I am filling out the enrollment paperwork for my new high school. A lot of the information on this paperwork I literally did not know, and my mom had to fill out the rest, and like I got like so upset because it was so late, and I like started crying because I did not know the information I needed to fill out. The next day, my mom ended up filling out the rest of the enrollment paperwork, and there's like 40 pages of this stuff. It was such a thick packet of paper. In this clip, I'm literally whispering because I'm in the library, but I just wanted to say that we are making copies of my birth certificate, my vaccination record, and my ID, and just things like that that you need. Right now, I am headed to a meeting with a dual enrollment coordinator at the university to figure out what classes I would need to take and just answer some general questions. All right, guys, so I just got back from, well, technically, I just got back from passing my driver's test, okay? As of 8 a.m. tomorrow, I will be a licensed driver. But other than that, I had a meeting this morning with the dual enrollment coordinator at the university, and I am going to be doing dual enrollment next year, which is kind of crazy. I originally didn't want to do any online classes, but like some of them, she did explain, like they are easier online. Like I'm gonna have to take a speech class, and she's like, it's a lot easier to sit in front of a camera and record your speech than like saying it in front of a bunch of people. And like, why come to campus if you don't want to? And online classes are 7 weeks long in comparison to 14 weeks, like the normal semester. So I will be able to do 2 online classes in 1 semester, if that makes sense, because I can do 7 and 7. And then I am going to be taking 1 class on campus because some of them, she did explain, are easier to do on campus. Some are easier online, some are easier on campus. I am doing English 104. If you're not familiar with what that means, pretty much it's college writing. You do a lot of writing. It's pretty much constant. So she said doing it in 14 weeks is a lot easier than trying to cram everything into 7. I'm going to be taking a 9:20 a.m. class, hopefully, if I get approved for that slot, on Tuesdays and Thursdays as a dual enrollee. So I'll have some online classes through my high school. I'll have some online classes through the university, and then I'll have an in-person class through the university. I was recommended, and I made that choice too, to only take 2 classes, college classes, my first semester, just to try it out. You know, you don't want to be too overwhelmed. So I am going to be doing 2, technically 3, but it's like I finish 1 online class and go to the other. So 3. Now I got to pick my online classes. I can take music appreciation, personal fitness and wellness, or speech. I think I'm gonna definitely do speech just because, I mean, that would be easier to do online. Like the other ones, if I don't get to 1, I could just take it when I'm actually in college. But I always have second semester too, so I just gotta pick 2 of them, and I have 3 choices pretty much. So yeah. But this is kind of crazy. This whole thing, like, it was so easy. Once I switched schools, like, this whole process has been, like so easy, and it's kind of crazy to me. Like, I got out of that meeting, and I was like, wow, that was, like, really helpful, and, I mean, it's kind of crazy. Sorry, my oven's going off. One part of being a dual enrollee at this university is that I kind of get some of the perks and benefits that the college students do get. So I get to go to like the athletic center, the library. They have like a little writing shop in the library that you can get your papers checked. Like I'm allowed to do all of that because I'll have a student ID. So that's pretty cool. I can go to all the sporting events for free, and it's just gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be a 16-year-old taking college classes. Kind of terrifying. All right, I'll see you guys in a minute. I just wanted to say, yes, I did use Rate My Professor, and you should too, okay? Yesterday, I went to the library to make copies of my dual enrollment application, and now we are going to go drop it off at my new school. This is kind of like the last step in this process, so that's pretty cool that it can just be done and stuff. I guess like this video, I hope it's kind of like a good video just to kind of show, like, you know, switching schools and stuff is kind of a long process. It's been a long process, and I didn't even record like all of it in the beginning, like the first meetings I had at my old school, like I didn't even include that in here. And so it's been like March trying to kind of figure out this whole dual enrollment thing, and then realizing like, hey, in order to do it, like I have to switch schools. So it's been a pretty long process, and I'm just excited for it to kind of be done until August when school starts and everything like that. So yeah. Okay, so I went to my school to drop off the paper, but like for some reason that branch of the school, like there was no one there, so I went to like the other location, and I gave it to their counselor, and she was like, oh, okay, I gotta go get like this number from your old school and stuff, but I will do this right now, because if we don't do it now and you wait till August, like the classes are gonna be filled. So I really appreciated that she knew kind of like the urgency in this, turning in my dual enrollment form, because if I didn't, the classes are gonna be filled. So I'm really happy and excited that she was so helpful. So that was an interesting minute, but we got it, and we got someone to help, and she's gonna help me before the end of the school year. So that is extremely helpful, and I am so just, that part is, it's over, it's done. It's now I just have to tell my friends that I'm leaving. I don't exactly know how to do that, gonna be honest. So I will kind of update you guys when that happens, and then that'll be the end of the vlog. So we're almost done with this video. One thing that I do just kind of want to say real quick, if you're watching this video and you are going through like the same thing, like you're debating switching schools, or it's gonna benefit your future if you do, or maybe whatever, like whatever it is, at the beginning of this process, I had a really hard time figuring out where God wanted me to be. I was like, is this my thoughts and my heart going towards something, like, or is this what God wants? And it was so hard at the beginning, but I kept praying about it, and I was like, just take me where you want me to be. Just let me know what you want, and I will do it. And then after I made the decision to switch schools, like everything became so much easier. Like meeting up with their counselor was like super easy. She was like, okay, come by Monday and we can talk. And we did. And it was the easiest thing. And then she told me to go to the other branch of the school that I would actually be in, and talking to them, like that was a super easy process, filling out my enrollment paperwork, like, and then meeting up with the dual enrollment coordinator at the university that I will be attending for dual enrollment, and hopefully attending for actual university. But it was like, it was so easy. Everything after making that decision was so simple and so straightforward. Like, yeah, it did take a while, but making that decision was kind of what was like stalling everything. And I think that's how I know that that's where God wants me to be, because I prayed about it. I kept praying about it. I'm still praying about it, but everything just became so easy. And I think that was just him like letting me know, like, hey, this is where I want you to be. This is where you're supposed to be, and you're doing great. I think that really kind of secured it for me. Like, okay, I know this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. It may seem crazy switching school senior year so I can do dual enrollment, but it's going to help me in the future so much. And that university that I will be doing dual enrollment at, it seems like a genuinely good place to be. Like, it just seems like a great university, a great school. In my high school right now, my old one is kind of like falling apart in a way. Like, there's a lot of things going on at that school that just aren't great. And it feels like this university doing dual enrollment and then this new school that I'll be doing a few online classes through, like, it just feels like this is where I am supposed to be. And it's gonna be okay. And this is what God wants me to do. So if you're struggling to know if this is your heart's desires or if this is God's desires, just pray about it. Keep praying. And then once something, just for me, it just became so easy. Just look out for those signs and you will be good, okay? So the next thing I'm gonna do, I cannot do today, but I will still film today, film in this video, is pretty much I'm going to go through all of my old projects, all of my everything that's on my Google account for my school account. And if I want a copy of it, I'm gonna send it to my personal email, because then I can make like my own copy of it, because eventually my email is going to get deactivated. And I know that, I don't know when it's happening though. So before the end of the school year, so I have until June 2nd to go through that and get that all figured out, because I don't want some things, like especially in the recent like creative writing class that I took this year, like I really have some pieces from there that I want to keep. So, you know, some of my old projects from when I was in like elementary, like I don't really care about most of those. So I just want to look through and make sure there's nothing that I might miss or that I might need later. So we're going to do that eventually, and I will see y'all then. Cheese. I'm currently sick right now, if you cannot tell by my voice being like totally awful. I've been sick for the past few days. But I just wanted to say I just finished all my schoolwork for junior year. I do have a few more things that I am going to include in this vlog, so don't go anywhere yet. But I just finished all my schoolwork. So, I just finished all my schoolwork. It is March 27th. Gosh, it is May 27th. And I just finished my junior year. So that's pretty crazy to me. Hello, everyone. I'm still sick. I think it sounds worse now. It feels better, but like I sound really bad. Right now I am working on something that I actually started last night, but I like didn't tell y'all. So what I'm doing is I am going through my Google Drive, all my websites, all my emails, and I am sending anything important that I think I might want, need, for sentimental reasons, whatever it be, sending it to my personal email. Because what Google used to do, and I'm hoping they still do, is if the original creator deletes the document, you can make a copy. I know that at some point my school email is going to get deactivated because I am no longer going to be a student through them. So I'm going through everything, and I mean everything. Like I started last night, I'm only up to 7th grade. Like, it's taking a long time, and I'm not gonna finish today probably, unless I literally sit here for like hours. But it's gonna take a long time. I'm on 7th grade, and then I'll do my email and my websites. That shouldn't take long because there's not much there, but the Google Drive is gonna take a long time because literally everything I've ever done is on this drive. So wish me luck. I'm on 7th grade. We're gonna keep going and hope for the best. So yeah. I'll insert the clips from last night, like right now, so you can see it. You let me build up my feelings. You shatter them quickly, I let you. It's easier than fighting, but I know. I give you everything I am. You throw it away like it's nothing. It's easier than fighting, but now. So inside the agony, stop for a second, breathe. It's kind of funny, like I'm going through my French class right now and I'm looking at all my old projects. The French class that I did online, not in person. Because when I was in French in person, I was good, okay? But my French 2 online class did not provide like any English translations to anything. It would give you just like a picture. Like one of them that I distinctly remember, it was trying to teach me to say boil, but it was just a pan of soup. And I'm like, what does this mean? This could be soup, this could be eat, this could be anything. Like, it didn't tell you what word it was. Just gave you the French word in a picture. Or one of my favorite memories is on the exam. Okay. It told me, what color is the dress? Was the question. And then the options were like 4 different colors. They were all spelled correctly. They had all the correct accents. And there was no picture of a dress. And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. What color is the dress? Like, what? So yeah, I'm going through my French 2 stuff right now, and I'm like, this is so bad, and I can just tell it's bad. Alright, so as far as like projects go, I'm almost done going through them all. I just finished 9th grade, and then I just have 10th, 11th websites in my email, which those 2 last ones shouldn't take that long, so I am done for right now. I will have to finish it later, but it's a lot because I've been online. Pretty much all I have is projects, so it's taking a little while. Where is good lighting in this room? There we go. Okay, guys, so I know I look kind of bad. I haven't even gotten ready for the day, but I hustled and I finished going through all my projects in my school career, from like 3rd grade to 11th grade. I went through everything. I went through all my websites that I had bookmarked. I went through all my emails, like everything. I went through everything, and I sent it all to my personal email. And now I'm just gonna put it in like a little folder that says like school or something, like old school. But yeah, I did that. I finished it, and I started last night, so I'm proud of myself on that. One thing that I do want to say, real quick, is that throughout this whole kind of process, I was thinking, like, what would my friends think? Like, what are they gonna say when I tell them? Should I tell them, like, sooner rather than later? And kind of what I've thought about and kind of came up with is that, like, truly, if they're my friends, like, which I know they are, they're gonna want what's best for me in the end. They always have, they always will. So I don't know what I'm gonna tell them still. I think probably over summer break I'll tell them, but I think they'll be like, it'll be what it is, you know. I wanted to come back in person at my old high school and, you know, hang out with them. But then they discovered that they're gonna, like, one of them's gonna do dual enrollment and stuff too. And so kind of like we're all doing different things, and you know, we're helping ourselves in the future. If you're doing it for you and you're doing what's best for you, like, your friends are gonna agree that that's what's best for you, and that's the better move to make in the end, you know, because I had the choice to either go back to my old high school, go to school for 8 hours a day, not get any form of high school credit, and try and take AP classes to possibly get 1 credit, like, or I could switch schools, do dual enrollment in the university that I'm going to, or there was a third option of going back to in person, but then doing an online college class, not through the college that I want to attend. So there was kind of actually like 3 options in there, and the one that I picked is switching high schools so I can do a few online high school classes, and then I'm going to be doing an in-person university class at the university I wish to attend, and then I'm doing a few online university classes through them as well. So I will actually get 9 credits my first semester. There's a lot of choices in this process, and there has been, and I'm kind of scared to tell my friends, but at the same time, they know that this is the better move to make for me. They know that I have to get 130 credits for the degree in the program that I want. They'll be accepting of it, you know. It may be a little hard at first, but like, it is what it is. I had choices and I made them, and I'm doing what is best for me. So yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick. If you're kind of in a similar situation, like, don't do this because you get to hang out with your friends. Like, really evaluate, 1, who your real friends are, and 2, is it all really going to matter in a year? Like, am I going to regret not doing this? And for me, the answer would be absolutely. Like, in 1 year, I'm going to get 18 college credits, hopefully, if I pass. But that's not the point. I'm going to get 18 college credits in 1 year. And that's going to help my future self out tremendously. And I think I would definitely regret not doing this. And it may be hard to adjust at first, and it may be hard to like kind of leave my friends behind, but then they're also doing their own things to help their future self out, if that makes sense. So I'm not the only one making decisions for my future. They are too. Well, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like, we're all doing different things. So it's not even like we're all going to be at the school at the same time to hang out, you know, and do our senior year together. Like, that's just not how they're doing it. So why should I not put myself ahead, if that makes sense? My original plan of like going to the school to hang out with my friends ended up like not happening. Like, it kind of fell through a little bit. Change of plans, things happen. Yeah, I'm a little upset about it, but there's not much I can do. It just is what it is. So right now I'm still waiting for my teacher to grade my last assignment, and I'm kind of a little panicky about that. But if he doesn't do it by the end of the school day today, I'll email him and see what he can do and hopefully grade it, because the school year is over Friday. Also, I'm breaking out because I'm stressed out, so don't stress out. Okay. Hi guys. So right now I'm pretty much done with the process. I just wanted to give a little update before I close off this video. So the counselor at my new high school just reached out to me yesterday, and she said that she finished the dual enrollment application and she sent it over to the university. So that's pretty cool. I had to send her my SAT scores again, which was easy peasy, over email. And then I called my old high school about parchment, which is what they use to send your transcripts to colleges and stuff, and I was like just asking a question, and then she was like, "Oh, your new school reached out to me, like I'm shocked you were leaving." And I'm like, "Yeah, you know, just wanted to do enrollment at this university," and like, "Yeah, you know, our school isn't letting me do dual enrollment, so I'm just switching to a school in the same county as the university." She's like, "Yeah, that makes sense, but we didn't give them your number that you needed because we don't have that release of records form." And I know that I signed that form and I put it in the enrollment paperwork. So I don't know what that was about. They do have that. And I told her, like, yeah, you can let them know. But when the counselor reached out to me yesterday, she didn't mention having any issues. So I'm hoping that wasn't a big deal, you know, because I did sign that paper. So maybe she just faxed it over to them or whatever. But yeah, I'm hoping that that is good. She didn't say anything, and I'm sure she would email me if there was a problem, so I'm trusting that everything is okay. So yeah, that's kind of the end of this video. It's been a long video. It's been the span of many weeks for me, about 30 minutes for you guys, so I just wanted to say, like, if this is something that you were thinking about doing, you know, transferring schools, whether it be for whatever reason, or maybe you're interested in doing dual enrollment, you know, let this be an encouragement to you that at one point it does get easier, and this process is long, but it's totally worth it. And I just feel so much better now that everything is like all set up and everything's good, and I'm excited to start classes in August because I can get college credit, and that's exciting. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful to you or encouraging to you in some way, or if you just watch me to watch me, like, thank you for watching and sticking with me through this long video. Let me know if you like these longer vlogs. This is my first one that is like, it's kind of like sit down in the beginning, but then it was vloggy. Let me know if you like that, because that was kind of fun and interesting. So just let me know what you think down below. I will see you guys in the next one, and I will also, if you guys want, I will film like a first week back to school in August video doing dual enrollment and stuff like that. If that's something you guys want to see, I'll probably do it just for the memories, you know. That's why I do a lot of these videos, is just so I can look back on my life throughout the 3 years that I've been doing YouTube so far. So let me know what you think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!